Join me for a favorite, a newbie, and a few would you rather questions. I'll see y'all in a bit. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mary. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Well, it's early in the morning for me. However, this video may not go up until afternoon. I do have a doctor's appointment, so yeah, too early for me right now. But I'm going to go ahead and bring you one of my favorites, which is the Wander Beauty Baggage Claim Gold Eye Masks. These are my absolute favorite. And yes, sheet masks have definitely started growing on me. And then for the sheet mask, for the whole face, I have this one, which is a newbie to me. I've never tried it. It's by Azure, and it's the Hyaluronic and Collagen Anti-Aging Face Mask. It says it moisturizing, wrinkle reducing, and rejuvenating. So hopefully it does all three. Probably not in one shot, but a girl can dream, right? Okay, and the Baggage Claim Gold Eye Masks. These have been my favorite for quite some time. They do feel amazing. They refresh, they depuff, they hydrate. They're just amazing. I absolutely love them. Now, if I can get it open, we'd be in business, right? Just try to get it open here. One side definitely is telling me not gonna happen, but I was able to get it on the other side. So here we go. And these I usually keep, or I actually keep in my fridge, because they feel so much better going on. And I know the cold weather is coming and it's gonna be a struggle, but I still put them on straight out of the fridge. And they do come in this little round plate. Again, if I can get them open, we'd be in business. And here we go. Got it done. And I'm going to start with one of the eyes. Of course, why would you start with both, right? It is, after all, an eye mask. And then I'm going on to the other side. And sometimes, just depending, because I know one side is a little wider than the other. So it just depends what I feel my face needs. Sometimes I'll put the wider side on the outer side, outer portion of my eye. And then sometimes I will just put it on the inner portion. It feels amazing. I just love the way they feel. And they do cling onto your skin, so they do stay. They do not move. So they're there. And now let's go ahead and get the Azure mask on. Okay, and once I apply this mask, we'll go ahead and get into the Would You Rathers, and then an update on a product that I have been using. I have been using it for a few weeks now, and I always have a thing about giving a review, a complete review, after having used it for at least more than 2 weeks, which is the case now. So now I can come back and give you an update on that particular product. But let's go ahead and get this mask on. And it feels really, really nice. It has a lot of serum. And it is a little fresh. And yes, it is a bit chilly today. And even in the cold weather, I will still put my masks on out of the fridge. Even though I have chicken skin and I'll be cold a bit, but it will still go on. And I do not have my roller, so I'm just gonna have to do without today. Here we go. Just using my mirror to make sure that it's there. And I know because I'm going to be talking, it's going to be all over the place. I just know it. And I'm just going to apply the remaining on my hands, get them going. I do have my coffee with me because I do need a pick-me-upper. How I'm going to drink it with this mask on, I have no clue. But this is my mug. I know it's a Christmas mug, but it is absolutely amazing. And the coffee's still super, super hot. So let's go ahead and get into the would you rather questions and then come back with a little bit of the review. Let me just check really quick how long I'm supposed to leave this on. And it says 15 to 20 minutes. I'm hoping I don't take too long. But let's go ahead and get into the questions. And the first one is, would you rather live alone or with roommates? And these are questions that a friend of mine took from a website and dared me to come on Mask Monday and do it. She said she'd be watching. She watches as often as she can. But I know they're going to be out on left field because she said she was going to give me a few doozies. So yeah, I know where she's going with that. And I'll talk to you a little bit more when I get into more of the questions. It says, would you rather live alone or with a roommate? And for me, I think alone is the best policy for me because I am very, very picky with a lot of things. I don't know, just the way things are done and the way things are cleaned, and sometimes I may not be the best one to do it, but it's my home. I want it to be my way, and I need to rectify that. I need to make some changes on that mentality, but definitely alone. And then we have, would you rather would you rather earn more money and be busier, or less money and have more free time for yourself? Based on, and many of you do know this, I have been putting in tremendous amount of hours at work, with very little time for myself. So I am going to have to go with less money, but more time for myself. And not just for myself, but more time for family, more time for doing things for me and my loved ones. Money isn't everything. It really is not. I know it pays your bills, but if you can pay your bills and still have a little bit left over to eat out occasionally, things like that, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm happy with that, as long as I can have some time for myself and some time for my family. That's all that matters to me. And then we have, would you rather spend a weekend without your phone or without your laptop? And I'm gonna have to say both. Just heading out for a weekend, just going away, just no phone calls, no distractions, no interruptions, no anything. That would be amazing. I know it's a weekend. How much can I miss them for a weekend? I don't know, but I'm gonna say both, because that would just completely give me relaxation, something that I have been needing, but that's just me. And then we have number 4. Would you rather go back to elementary or jump to retirement? That is a no-brainer for me. Being that I have been alone for a few years, and I think retirement, just being retired, especially now that I have this channel, because it would give me so much more time to do what I want to do for this channel than going to work. And going back to being a child again, that means I'd have to do the adulting again in the early stages. No, I think retirement will work for me. That's just me. And number 5, would you rather date someone you love or someone who loves you? Again, that is a tough one. I think someone who loves me, because that could possibly bring me to love them. And the reason I say that, and I laugh about it, because it reminds me of a nurse I used to work with. She always used to say, never marry the man you are head over heels in love with, because you don't know if he loves you back. I'd rather have someone to love me than me love someone. And I think it had more to do with getting hurt, which is where I'm at right now, the getting hurt part. So again, someone who loves me, because I'm not going to get into the whole theatrics about it. And yes, I can call it theatrics because I've been there. And at least for me. Number 6. Would you rather spend the rest... Again, because I don't have my glasses, and I'm not going to put them on with this. Let me try this again. And it says, would you rather spend the night in a luxury hotel or camping surrounded by beautiful scenery? And that is a no-brainer for me. Many of you that have seen me do some similar questions to this would know. And absolutely camping. Outdoors, nature, that is, to me, the ultimate vacation, is just getting away, just going out into the forests, or I'm more of mountains, rivers, lakes type girl. The beach really doesn't do much for me. If you give me the choice between going to the mountains and going to the beach, I am definitely going to choose the mountains. That's hands down. And it may have a lot to do with having grown in Colorado, so I was up at the Rockies quite a bit. And number 7, would you rather have a cook or a maid? And again, I'm very picky when it comes to things like that, so probably neither. I know they ask you to choose one, but I think I'm gonna go with probably a cook, because I can always come back and clean up later. And there's a funny story to that. I always have a funny story for everything, right? But I mean, that's what makes it fun. The funny story to that is when my children were little and I worked a lot, and my ex-husband also was working, he would hire somebody to help me with the housekeeping, to keep the house clean and things like that. And it started off where she was a live-in and she would just wait for the kids and be there. But then it turned into me being too picky, so we dropped it down to 2 to 3 times a week. And my ex-husband used to get so annoyed with me because the days that she was going to go, that night, I went around the house making sure that I was not going to appear a slob, and I just went doing detail cleaning, which he always said, why am I paying somebody to come and clean if you're still not going to get any sleep because you're too busy cleaning for the cleaning lady? But that's just me. That's what I used to do. I've eased up a lot since then. People would be surprised. I'm not as OCD as I used to be, and I'm not as neat as I used to be, but I do try to stay on point. And then number 8, would you rather have, and again, I can't even read my writing. It says, would you rather have nosy neighbors or noisy neighbors? And I think I'm going to go with nosy. And the reason I'm going to go with nosy is because they're constantly everywhere. And when I was looking at places to purchase recently, we looked at a place and there was a lady that just ran to her door every time we came, because I did come to see this place several times, and there was a lady every single time that would show up, and from one of the bedrooms you could see their front door. And one of those times, two of my nephews and my brother joined me to look at the house, and it was hilarious because all of a sudden I see my brother and my nephew both standing at the window waving like crazy, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And my brother says, we're waving at your neighbor, we're being friendly. And I'm like, why? And then my daughter-in-law says, oh, look, we have a Mrs. Kravitz if we get this place. And it just took off from there. She was known as the Mrs. Kravitz of the neighborhood. But the Mrs. Kravitz of the neighborhood knows every single thing that's going on, and that can be valuable, extremely valuable, because that means she's on top of it, and if anything seems out of place, I can almost guarantee that nosy neighbor is going to call the police. So that's a lifesaver more times than not. So definitely a nosy neighbor. And 8 is all that I took from there. She had a whole bunch of them, which I may do at a later time. But this one, she put in a few of the dating and whatever's, because she's been bugging me about being alone and not dating and not going out, and I'm like, I'm perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine being me, finding me, taking care of me, because I only have one me. And so definitely trying to make sure that I'm the only one that is going to be affected should anything happen to me. So, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the mask really quick. Oh, feels super, super cool. Refreshing. Definitely. Oh, and there's still a lot of serum left on my face, which is not surprising. Definitely feels amazing. It feels hydrated and moisturized, and it just feels really, really nice and soft. And let's go ahead and remove these. And sometimes I just think it's kind of being wasteful because we just toss them. And there is so much serum in here. It feels amazing. The eyes feel refreshed. I feel kind of awake now. A little bit awake. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and get into the update on the review. And it's for the Mary Kay. Time-wise, it's the age minimizing or age minimized 3D 4-in-1. This is the cleanser, and it feels amazing. It's like a cream, and it almost looks like a cream. I'm going to go ahead and put some on my hand, and that is what it looks like. It does not dry the skin at all. I do not feel it tight or anything like that. It just feels wonderful. It has a little bit of granule to it, which is almost like a exfoliator type. Really, really nice. It feels amazing. And then we have the night and day creams. These are also amazing. You apply it, you really do not need a whole lot, because I applied what I normally apply with other products, and that was too much. I literally had to wipe my hands off and get it onto a paper towel or something because it was too much. So a little goes a very long way. So now it's been a few weeks since I used them. Absolutely love them. Will continue to use them. And that is pretty much my update on that. I will link my daughter-in-law's information down below for her website. And if you're interested in it, take a look at that. Now that I've given you an update on the Mary Kay Time-Wise products, just a friendly reminder that there are 2 open collabs on my channel, and I will be putting the end cards at the end of the video so that you can go ahead and click on them, take a look. Just make sure to follow all of the rules that are in each of the description boxes for each of the collabs. The main rule that we have for both collabs is that you must be publicly subscribed to all of the ladies that are in each of the collabs. depending on the collab that you want to participate for the giveaways. And that said, I do have to finish getting ready for the doctors, so I will see y'all in the next video. Until then, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, smile always. Bye.